Physically, he should have been the one to make it, but sometimes talent isn't enough. Sometimes the game asks you to evolve.
This nigga just sucking the dick.
The game moves on without you. Eat a superstar. Bye.
Alright, that's all, man. This nigga just eating dick and all that type of shit. Like, giving this boy, like, talking to him like he's his fucking father or something. Like, what's good, man? It's me, Stizz. You already know who it is. I'm back at you again with another reaction fucking video. Now, today we got, now, if you know me, bro, you know Mikey Williams, right? The basketball nigga, the supposed to be in the NBA ass nigga. Now, if you personally know me, bro, I've been hating on Mikey Williams since fucking, nigga, I don't know. Since I was in fucking 8th grade, I think. But, nigga, when he went to jail for that shoe shit and all that shit, nigga, I was happy as fuck. That's what you get for worshiping young boy. You let the young boy influence get to you like that. When you on the come up, my nigga. That's what happened. You not young boy. You can't just be shooting at people and just get away with it. Like, that's dumb as fuck. Like, you retarded. They're not just gonna let you off. You gonna have some just go impact your life and look, impact his life, and now look, boom. He can't make it to the league. He gotta like. Where you playing? He playing in college, I think. I can't wait till he declare for the draft. I want to see if he declare for the draft and if he go to the league. I want to see. But we got a video, the basketball project who physically couldn't live up to the hype. Let's go ahead and get to it, bro. Cause nigga, let's see what this shit's talking about. Hey, that video you just seen on here was fucking garbage. Where's my video at? Where's my video? Alright, let's get to it.
Remember when Mikey Williams felt like the future of basketball? When he was just a kid, his highlights were unavoidable. He was throwing down windmill dunks in packed gyms, nailing deep pull-up threes, and hitting celebrations that made every play feel like a mixtape moment. For a while, Mikey wasn't just a basketball player. He was seen as the future of basketball. He was supposed to be the chosen one, the next phenom to turn internet fame into NBA superstardom. And at one point, Mikey was the most followed high school athlete in the country, with millions of people watching his every move. He wasn't just a prospect, he was a cultural moment, and that's what made the hype so heavy. Because unlike other viral stars, Mikey had the physical tools to back it up. At 6'2" with a strong frame, lead bounce, and a quick first step, he had the look of a future NBA guard. He could shoot, he could slash, he could dunk on anyone. And for a while, it looked like he was on a straight line path to the league. But the thing about hype is that eventually, it has to meet production. And that's where Mikey's story started to change. Because while the mixtapes made him look like a generational talent, the reality was that Mikey Williams struggled to keep growing.
When it come down to them dunking ass niggas, bruh, that dunking shit is never gonna get you far, bruh. Unless you fucking Russell Westbrook. That's the only dunking nigga who I can say who is Hall of Fame level. Russell Westbrook is Hall of the dunking niggas. When I think of dunking niggas who come to my mind, you know, obviously Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose, it's not. Come on now, MVP at 22. That's it. Derrick Rose is not all that. I don't give a fuck. Like, besides that, he blew up his knee. Boom, done deal. That's it. One season, what, 1 or 2 seasons? Boom, that's it. Him, Derrick Rose, Westbrook, John Morant. I guess you could say Dwayne Wade, but Dwayne Wade is a Hall of Famer. So that shit went right for him. But usually when you get these dunking ass niggas, they can't shoot and be inconsistent as fuck. And Mikey was ass, couldn't shoot, my nigga. Inconsistent.
once the competition caught
Where
up.
your jumper
He stayed the
at?
same player he'd been at 15, while other guards kept getting sharper, smarter,
You just showed a
and
nigga
more
dunking.
consistent. The truth is, Mikey had everything a young star could ask for. The athleticism, the platform, the exposure, the sponsorships. And yet, when it was time to take the next step, he couldn't quite get there. This is the story of the basketball prodigy who physically had all the tools but couldn't live up to the hype. So let's
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I would have had to dive in.
very
I would have had to dive in this
Mikey
nigga shit.
wasn't just a star in the making.
If I was one of these
He
niggas
was
playing
the
in high
kid
school, I got
everyone
nothing to
thought
lose.
was
I would have had to
next.
dive in his shit. What's the when I get kicked off the basketball team?
Mikey didn't just
AN?
appear out of nowhere.
I'm diving in Mikey
He built
shit. I don't
his
give a
moment.
fuck.
Before he was dunking on kids and filling up overtime highlight reels, Mikey was just
Nigga, I
another
got a
talented
fucking
California guard.
algebra quiz in
One
the
with a
morning. Of course, I'm finna
natural
dive off of
gift
your
for
shit. I'm
showmanship.
taking it out on
He was
you.
fast, explosive, and confident in a way that made you stop and watch. He was first discovered as a teammate of
That nigga
Bronny,
played with
the
Bronny?
infamous youth AAU squad, the North Coast Blue Chips. Coached by LeBron himself, this youth AAU team featured Bronny, Jazeer Jackson, who was bigger than
That
LeBron
nigga playing
at
football now, ain't
14, and of course, Mikey Williams. The Blue Chips became the hottest ticket in youth basketball, and while most people came to see Bronny and Big Ja, it was Mikey who looked like the best player on the team. That's where the legend of Mikey Williams began. Even at 12 and 13 years old, Mikey had bounce that made crowds gasp. He was dunking in middle school games, hitting NBA range threes, and playing with a chip on his shoulder that made every highlight clip feel personal. In the era of Instagram and YouTube, he was the perfect storm. Ball is Life, Slam, and Overtime started posting his clips. YouTube mixes of Mikey torching kids twice his size were racking up millions of views. By the time he was in 8th grade, Mikey wasn't just known in AAU circles. He was becoming a household name for hoop fans everywhere. Then came high school, and that's when the explosion really happened. Mikey stayed home in San Diego, suiting up for San Ysidro High School. In his very first varsity season as a freshman, he averaged over 29 points per game, and in just his 4th high school game ever, he scored an absurd 77 points. He rained threes, dunked on fast breaks, and put on one of the most dominant scoring performances in California history. The clip went viral overnight, and from that moment on, Mikey Williams wasn't just a prospect, he was a phenomenon. San Ysidro games started selling out. Fans lined up before tip-off. Cameras were everywhere. Overtime, Slam, and Ball is Life were sending full crews to every game. Mikey had become a one-man traveling show, and he leaned into it. He celebrated every big shot.
I would not want to play on a basketball team with an overtime
every performance felt
overtime
like an
ass
event.
nigga.
He
I
wasn't
would
just
not want to
playing
do it.
basketball. He was performing it. By the end of his freshman year, Mikey had built something no high schooler ever had before, a full-blown brand. And then came the move that made history. At just 17 years old, Mikey Williams became the first American high school basketball player to sign a shoe deal with a global footwear brand, inking a
he still signed with Puma?
contract with Puma. This wasn't just hype, this was groundbreaking. It put him in the
No,
same
right?
conversation
He
as
can't be,
NBA stars
right?
with signature shoe deals before he ever played a minute of college basketball. He was a pioneer, blazing a trail for the NIL era that was just beginning to take shape. By this point, Mikey had more than 3.5 million Instagram followers, more than many NBA starters. He was bigger than just a recruit. He was a celebrity, a trendsetter, the face of the high school basketball internet era. At his peak, Mikey Williams felt inevitable. It wasn't a question of if he'd make the NBA. It was
Hey.
how big a star he'd be when he
I
got
wonder if
there.
that nigga just be looking at shit like this. Like, just sitting back looking at shit like this, Don Julio in hand, just shaking his fucking head. Like where did it all go wrong? Like, he have to, man, because nigga, you literally was setting up to be something fucking amazing, bro. You fumbled the bag, dude. Like, nigga let the shit go to his head and fumbled the fucking ball. No fucking way, bro.
As we've seen before, hype is a double-edged sword.
That shit gotta
The bigger the
sting like a
rise,
motherfucker.
The bigger the crash when things start to go wrong. And soon, cracks would start to appear, both on the court and off.
That shit gotta sting, bro.
At his
I know
peak,
he was
Mikey
depressed like a
Williams felt
motherfucker, too.
untouchable. He had millions of followers, a historic Puma deal, and a reputation as the future face of basketball. But if there's one thing we've learned about hype, it's that it has an expiration date. And soon, people started asking questions. After his electric freshman season at San Ysidro,
niggas ride your dick since middle school, and then you just struggling. You go to jail, get out, and you struggle to get minutes in fucking colleges. That shit he have to be depressed.
Mikey transferred to Lake Norman.
He had to have been depressed at one point.
At first, it seemed like the perfect
no fucking way.
A chance to play on a national stage against elite competition. He still put up numbers, still had highlight plays, still looked like one of the most talented guards in the country. But scouts were watching more closely now, and cracks started to appear. Mikey could always score, but how efficient was he? Could he run a half-court offense? Could he defend consistently and elevate teammates when the lights were brightest? Then came another move, this time to Vertical Academy, a program essentially built to showcase Mikey. It was the perfect place for him to control the narrative, but the competition wasn't consistent. Some nights he'd put up 30 or 40 points and look unstoppable. Other nights against nationally ranked teams, he struggled to impose his will. The same flashy style that made him an internet star started to raise eyebrows for talent evaluators. Was Mikey becoming more of a showman than a winning player? Every matchup against other top
just overtime
became
demon.
a measuring stick. When he faced Bronny James, Dior Johnson, or DJ Wagner, the gyms were packed and the cameras were rolling. And Mikey had moments, no question. He'd throw down a dunk that blew up on Instagram, hit a clutch three, or stare down a defender with the swagger that made him famous. But there were also games where he disappeared for stretches, settled for contested pull-ups, or got caught on defense. For the first time, there was a debate about whether Mikey was just a great high school player or someone who could actually translate to the next level. But even with some lingering doubt, the hype train kept rolling. Mikey committed to Memphis in late 2022, and it felt like a turning point.
Damn.
This was the moment
been in
he
college
could
since
silence
2022?
doubters. Penny Hardaway, the former NBA All-Star guard himself, was the perfect coach to mold Mikey into a polished, college-ready floor general. The announcement made headlines everywhere. The idea of Mikey Williams running the backcourt for Memphis felt like a natural next step, a chance to prove that he wasn't just
How old
a
is this
social
nigga?
media creation.
I know he's around my age, but
then
gotta be a year
everything
younger than me, I
changed.
think.
In April 2023, Mikey Williams' story took a turn that no one saw coming. Police arrested him on 5 felony charges after a shooting in his home in California. The details were shocking. A car full of
6 felony gun charges.
3 minors were leaving his property after an argument when Mikey fired multiple shots at the vehicle. No one was injured, but bullet holes were found in the car. Almost overnight, Mikey's entire world flipped. This wasn't just about basketball anymore. It was about whether he'd even have a future in the sport at all. Memphis, the school he was set
I would
to
have
start
snitched
for,
like a motherfucker on this
he
nigga.
wouldn't join the team until his legal situation was resolved. His name vanished from highlights.
I would have
Sponsors
snitched
went
so
quiet.
crazy on this
Puma, the
nigga.
brand
Damn, they
signed
dropped
to a
him.
groundbreaking deal as a high schooler backed away. The hype machine froze. And as the case unfolded, things looked
Damn, that's
grim.
the bread right there. The bread gone.
Eventually hit Mikey with 9 felonies. Everything from
Damn.
assault with a deadly weapon
I didn't
to
even know.
firing into an occupied vehicle to making criminal threats. Witnesses said they saw him with a weapon threatening passengers in the car. But the evidence wasn't airtight.
Imagine if he would have hit somebody. He would have threw
saw
attempted
him
murder on
pull
that
the
shit.
trigger.
I mean, that shit is attempted murder. Shooting at somebody is attempted
delaying
murder.
his basketball comeback even further. Finally, late in 2023, Mikey reached a plea deal.
I agree.
He pled guilty to a single felony count of making a criminal threat, and in exchange, 8 other charges were dropped.
What about him
Under
shooting
the
at people?
agreement, he avoided jail time. But he had to complete anger management, safety courses, counseling,
outta here.
and community service.
10-year firearm ban. Anger management and gun safety classes. Cognitive behavioral therapy. 80 hours of community service. The more serious firearm-related charge would be dismissed entirely. That's bullshit. If it's sufficiently completed court order conditions, the defendant would be reduced to a misdemeanor. Bullshit. Damn.
Charge could even be reduced to
10-year
a
firearm
misdemeanor.
ban. Shit.
Legally, Mikey got a second chance.
If the boy get caught with a gun, he cooked.
He lost a full year of basketball, a year when other top recruits were turning themselves into lottery picks. All while Mikey was on the sidelines
Zoom.
fighting for his freedom instead of refining his game.
Hope he paid that fucking house
lost
off, my
year
nigga.
might be the single most important chapter in his story. The moment where the gap between Mikey Williams the brand and Mikey Williams the basketball player truly started to widen. By the time he re-enrolled at Memphis in early 2024, Penny Hardaway made it clear that Mikey wouldn't play that season. Not because he wasn't talented, but because he wasn't ready. Eventually, Mikey entered the transfer portal without ever playing a single minute at Memphis.
Who the fuck you thought he was?
Fresh start, but the landscape had changed. He was no longer a guaranteed draw. He was no longer the face of high school basketball. He was a question mark. And that's
Let
when
it
the
go.
narrative around Mikey truly
Let the high school
shifted.
shit go.
He went from the next big thing to a
Nigga trained on
constant tale in
RD2,
real
R
time.
R2.
From the kid who was supposed to be first in line for NBA stardom to the player who was fighting just to prove he belonged on a college roster. This was the moment when the hype stopped being fun. This was when the weight of it all, the followers, the mixtapes, the Puma deal, the expectations, came crashing down. And it was the moment we realized that Mikey Williams, the internet's favorite prodigy, wasn't just facing opponents anymore. He was facing time, pressure, and the consequences of choices that had nothing to do with basketball. He would finally suit up for the University of Central Florida in the 2024-25 season.
Shit.
It felt like a fresh start, but
How
it never
old is he?
really clicked. Mikey played just 18 games, only starting in 5 of them, and averaged just 5.1 points per game in just 14 minutes. There were
Damn,
flashes,
what?
a couple of 14-point nights, a few games where he rebounded well for a guard, but the efficiency issues followed him to college. He shot 37% from the field and 28%
Damn.
from 3. And just as he was starting to settle in, injuries took him out again. The rhythm never came. The leap scouts were hoping
they mean
for
injuries?
never showed up. By the time the season ended, Mikey looked less like a future NBA star and more like a player searching for a home. And that's exactly what he did, transferring to Sacramento State for the
Damn, my nigga.
2025-26
Can you stay
season,
somewhere?
where he's now trying to reinvent himself. And honestly, that might be the best thing for him. At a smaller program, with the new coach and Mike
Mike
Bibby
Bibby.
and Shaq as the GM, he has a chance to slow down, get consistent minutes, and
Wait, is
focus
this
on
still
actually
college?
building his game instead of chasing highlight plays. It's the kind of
I
situation
wonder what this
where he
nigga
can
grades look
quietly
like.
Put the pieces together, work on his efficiency, learn to defend, and maybe, just maybe, remind everyone why he was so hyped in the first place. But this is also the crossroads, because if Mikey can't make it work here, if he can't turn himself into a consistent, efficient guard in a smaller conference with a coach who believes in him, the NBA dream might officially slip away. This is the part of his story where potential has to finally meet production, where highlight dunks have to give way to winning basketball, where the player everyone once thought he was has to actually show up. Because Mikey wasn't like Julian Newman. He wasn't physically outmatched. If anything, he was physically gifted. He had the tools to succeed, but the refinement never caught up. The polish never came. And when the spotlight shifted, he didn't have the substance to keep himself in the conversation.
Bro, if you
That's
6'2",
why
bro, you gotta be
Mikey's
raw as
story
fuck like
feels so
Jalen
different.
Brunson, bro.
In a way, so much
If you're gonna be a little guard, you gotta be
there
like
was a
Jalen
world
Brunson.
where Mikey Williams
But
could have been everything we thought
Curry
he
is 6'2", right?
NBA-ready guard with star power, charisma, and a game built for
But
the
that's just
modern era.
godlike
He
talent,
never
though.
became that
This
player.
nigga do not got
Now he's
godlike
fighting for
talent.
one last chance to write a different ending, not under the bright lights.
Above
of
average
12,
talent, not
with
godlike, though.
ESPN cameras following him, but in a quieter college gym in Sacramento. If he's ever gonna change the
Damn,
narrative,
my nigga.
it has to happen now.
This is about giving him a
So
motivational
here's the
speech and
question
shit.
that everyone keeps asking. Was Mikey Williams
Ooh.
ever really as good as we thought? Or did we just fall in love with the highlight version of him?
I didn't fall in
The
love with
answer,
shit.
like most things in basketball, is complicated.
I was
Because
hating on
Mikey
him.
was that good, at least for a time. He was electrifying. He was the first player of the social media generation to turn high school basketball into a full-blown entertainment product. He was selling out gyms, signing autographs, and making sneaker deals before he could vote. For a few years, he was bigger than the game itself. But hype isn't the same as development. And while Mikey was building a brand, his game wasn't building the way it needed to. He stayed the same player for too long, a dangerous thing in basketball where everyone else keeps getting better. He could still dunk on you, still pull up from deep, still hit you with a step back that looks good on Instagram, but the consistency, the decision making, the efficiency, they didn't grow with the spotlight. And then the off-court issues hit, stealing a year from him at the exact
that shit
moment
whooped his
he needed
ass
to
right there.
mature the most. By the time he got back, the gap between who Mikey was and who we thought he'd be had never been bigger. That's what makes Mikey's story so fascinating, and honestly, a little heartbreaking. Because unlike other viral stars, Mikey had the tools. Physically, he should have been the one to make it, but sometimes talent isn't enough. Sometimes the game asks you to evolve.
This nigga just sucking the dick.
Moves on without you. Ain't a superstar. Bye. Let us
Alright,
know
that's all, man. This nigga just eating dick and all that type of shit. Like, giving this boy, like, talking to him like he's his fucking father or something. Like, chill out. But, nigga, if you ask me, Mikey, give it up, man. Just start, like, selling fucking, just start doing, like, Prize Picks ads and, like, fucking G Fuel ads and all that type of shit. Just, nigga, become a fucking Instagram personality, my nigga. Just drop the hooping, bro. Give it up. I don't know, become a Fashion Nova ambassador or something like that, nigga. just give up the hooping, bro. You cook. You not gonna go second round, 51st pick like Bronny, bro. Give it up, dog. But hey, that's it, bro. From me, you already know what it is, man. It's Stizz. That was an okay little video. I'm gone, bro. See ya.